"We're not afraid," chanted thousands of people on the streets of Havana. Protests like this one happened across the country, expressing frustration over pandemic restrictions and the worsening economic crisis on the island nation.
We are here for the repression because they are killing us with hunger, the houses are falling and we have no homes. They have the money to build hotels while letting us go hungry.
The past year and a half has been difficult for Cuba's economy, as the pandemic has had a devastating impact on the tourism sector. The country was forced to carry out major economic reform. In the past week, the amount of COVID-19 infections rose sharply in the province of Matanzas, where hospitals are struggling to cope. Doctors say they are in desperate need of oxygen and beds to treat patients. President Miguel Díaz-Canel blamed the U.S. embargo for the situation and asked government supporters to take to the streets.
No vamos a admitir que ningún contrarrevolucionario.
We are not going to admit that any counter-revolutionary mercenary sold out to the government of the United States, sold out to the empire, receiving money from the agencies, allowing themselves to be carried away by all these strategies of ideological subversion to provoke destabilization in our country. There will be a revolutionary response. We call upon all the revolutionaries of the country, all the communists, to take to the streets to any of the places where these provocations are going to take place. Today, from now on, and in the following days.
Security forces arrived soon after the protest started. People were arrested, and some clashes broke out between pro and anti-government demonstrators.
State security beat me and my daughter, a minor. They beat us because we were walking down the streets.
Protests like this one are uncommon in Cuba. This is the biggest one to take place since 1994. During what is known as the Special Period, right after the fall of the Soviet Union. For many, they're an example of the changing times on the Caribbean nation and how many are no longer afraid. Some clashes broke out between pro and anti-government demonstrators.
State security beat me and my daughter, a minor. They beat us because we were walking down the streets.
Protests like this one are uncommon in Cuba. This is the biggest one to take place since 1994, during what is known as the Special Period, right after the fall of the Soviet Union. For many, they're an example of the changing times on the Caribbean nation and how many are no longer afraid to speak up. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera.
This is Audible.
Desperate need of oxygen.
Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the elect. And I want to entitle this lesson, Prophecy and Understanding Your Hell. You know, and just looking at some news and through the spirit, how the Lord put upon my spirit in this video, you know, which proves that we are closer and closer to the last days. All right, the title of this video says so much. It says thousands join rare anti-government protests in Cuba. Okay, and what stuck out to me is the word rare. Right, so let's look up the word rare. All right, it says thin, airy, few in number and widely separated, sparsely distributed, seldom found, very infrequent. Okay, so we living into some strange, all right, some different, all right, separate times, all right, to where the people of Cuban descent, which are of the tribe of Israel, all right, the scriptures call them Manasseh, which Manasseh or Manasseh, some brothers, you know, say Manasseh, but the Hebrew word would be Manasseh, All right. So in English it would be Manasha. Salak, it'd be Manasseh, and the Hebrew would be Manasha, meaning made to forget. And out of all the tribes, the so-called Hispanic tribes, they have been amongst, well, we all been catching hell, don't get me wrong, but as far as, help, from the beast, America, they haven't received any for the longest, but not to veer too much off point, these protests are rare, all right, because they're used to going with less. As a matter of fact, the brother in the camp, he had hit me to over there, you'll see cars from the 70s, cars from the 60s, cars from the 50s, they still riding around with them. And what they're doing is they're using parts from boats or things like that to repair their cars. And they're used to going with a lot less. But now it's getting outrageous to the fact of them protesting. And that's in the scriptures. I'm gonna grab that in a little bit. But if you look at throughout the world, what's happening? Protests. The yellow vest protests been going on. Venezuela, Brazil, Greece, Spain. Okay, which a lot of times, all the time, this, the CNNs and the Fox News, a lot of things they don't cover. They only cover what they want you to see. For us, as we're being circumspect, we see all of these things, and we see what time we're living in, right? So, this is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Okay? So from the beginning, the end was spoke about. Alright? This is how we know that you won't understand the New Testament without the Old Testament, because the Old Testament represents the end. The end of our captivity, the end of, Rome, alright, which is newly created as America. That beast that came back to life was Rome as America. Okay? So the end was spoken about from the beginning. Alright? Our salvation was spoke about. The angels, it says in Revelations 12, how the angels of the Lord will fight against Esau and his angels, which Esau is a so-called white man. Alright? The current ruler of the world today. Alright? So the end is written up from the beginning. Even riots. Okay? Even riots. So it says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. What this devil don't understand is, that a powerful ruler was spoken of. The book of Daniel's and Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Rome was spoken of. Greece was spoken of. All these kingdoms came and went. They were written about thousands of years before. Thousands of years before these so-called superpowers came up. So it says, and the end is manifest. So when you're looking out for signs, all right, we see what it is. All right, like a lot of these top financial analysts, they know this place is falling because they're comparing the signs to that of 2007, 2008, when there was a great recession. Okay? And they say that these times are way worse than then, you know? Because contrary to that time, all right, this place ain't going back to normal. This place is done. But reading on, it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Okay? This is Matthew 24:1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left there one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of the coming and of the end of the world? Okay, so let's look up that word sign actually in Matthew 24:3. Okay, and this proves the spirit of the men of the Lord, that they will be looking forward to the end, all right, of the enemy's rulership and the beginning of Yahushua's rulership, who the word we call Jesus Christ, if you don't know by now. So that word sign, right, meaning a mark, a token, all right, an unusual occurrence. Again, going into the rare anti-government protests in Cuba. We just went into rare. Rare is something that happens seldomly. Okay, of signs portending markable events soon to happen. All right, this devil is acknowledging the truth, you know, to an extent. As far as the chariots, it's massive amounts of chariot sightings. Okay, you know, a death is happening on huge scale. You know, the word is going out throughout the whole four corners. You got brothers in, you know, Austria, Dominican Republic, Saudi Arabia, everywhere, man. You know, Italy. So, you know, as we pay attention to the mark or to the sign, we see that yes, they are playing. All right, and Yahushua answered. All right, as we just read, let's go back to that real quick. And powerful works and endings and effects and signs, right? So it says, and Yahushua breaks it down, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And again, a lot of these places, you know, they've been gone with the minimal, but now it's, you know, they have less than the minimum to go off of. All right, so famines and pestilences is a huge thing. All right, the hugest pestilence now, all right, that there, you know, is you know, a plague. The hugest plague now, you know, which people should know, it started in 2020. Just leave it at that. And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sakes. Okay. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, which that's coming too. we can't forget about that, because when you look at which the brother Salakia, the brother had sent me this. Capitol rioters set up militia group under guise of Bible study classes. You see? So it's going down, man. You know? And best believe they about to push it towards us. And also, you know, they got the thing with the black Moors, and you know, them holding basically trying to hold court in the street, talking about we're not gonna lay our guns down. You know? So all these things are happening, and prophecy is happening, and you know, as we, especially us that live over here in America, you know, we're catching hell. But all around the world, they're catching a lot more hell. You know? They're catching a lot more hell. So the thing is, especially us of the Hopeful Elect, we gotta understand that there's always somebody doing worse than us. You know? We really gotta remember that. It's always somebody doing worse than us, so you can't really complain. You know? We complain to the Heavenly Father because we in hell. Don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong on that. Nevertheless, you know, when we put out hell in proper perspective, it's always somebody catching more hell than us. And even in these times, I'm not even gonna say in that time, in these times coming up, to where we'll be persecuted, you know, some shall get beheaded. You know, it's still not even that bad, because 2/3 and those that put us in that predicament, hey, they're gonna eat a missile. You know, the Most High is gonna burn them up. While they, you know, the Most High is gonna leave them in torment. Let's put it like that. While their spirit is in their body, the Most High is gonna leave them down there to feel, you know, the weapons of His indignation. All right, for believing in this society, for taking the RFID chip. You know, so even then, it makes me think of, I think the brothers in the Maccabees, where it says, you know, as far as putting hell in proper perspective, Second Maccabees 7:32, you know, because this is what's going to come upon those people, even when, you know, the hell gets, even when the hell does seem like it's more than everybody else's, just to put it like that. As far as, you know, us being enemy number one, the reason why, you know, this these terrorist attacks are happening, and you know, it's new strands and people are dying, they're gonna blame it on us, man. All right, the anti-maxers, because we ain't getting that shit. All right. So it says, and though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall He be at one again with His servants. But thou, O godless man, and of all most wicked, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against thy servants of the servants of God. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of Almighty God, who seeth all things. For our brethren, who now have suffered a short pain, are dead under God's covenant of everlasting life, but thou, through the judgment of God, shalt receive just punishment for thy pride. Okay. Ecclesiastes 4:25. No. That's not it. It's locking. Respect it. No, I'll just grab this one. 1 Corinthians 11. Nah, Slocky. You know, and let me see. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. This the people sought and understood it not, neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints, and that he have respect unto his chosen. All right, now on the wider scale, he gave us the better blessing, all right, unto our forefather our forefather Jacob. But even on a more specific judgment, he gave us his word. You know, he gave us his strength to get through and to understand why. You know, because a lot of people are going to be dumbfounded, man. So yeah, hell is increasing, but we got to remember the blessings, man. You know, we got to remember the blessings because, you know, hey, man, this hell could bug you the fuck out, man. You know, but like I said, just to put it in proper perspective. And another thing that the Lord is showing me is if you make a decision, you got to deal with that shit. You know, you got to deal with that. Now, that's not to say that there's free will, you know, because I was thinking about that too. Like, you could pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and then 3 months later, the Most High will put it in your mind to make a decision that therefore, you know, when it's over with, you will reflect on it like, man, I ain't gonna do that again. You know? But nevertheless, you know, it could be for your decisions. It could be for your decision making, man. You know? So that could be another reason why, you know, you putting yourself through the hell. You know, which is why we need Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. We pray to him for our decisions. You know, and hey, pray for the strength to get through it, man. Whether it's good, you know, whether you did some dumbass shit or whatever the case may be. You know? So that was pretty much it. Damn, precepts escape me right now. Oh, yeah. Romans 14:22. Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that which he alloweth. Okay? So, hey, man, just, hey, buckle your seatbelts. You know, pray for strength. Pray to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai for the strength of mind that what you go through, you may look at it as easy. You know? And pray for the proper understanding so you don't have to go through it again. You know? So that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, prophecy is happening. People are getting judged. And it's not as bad as you think. You know, I ain't, you know, not to say that brothers is catching. I mean, not to say that, because I don't know what every brother's going through. But best believe somebody somewhere is going through worse than us. You know, and that's prophecy. That's just prophecy. You know, it's like it. In prophecy, we know that it's going to get a lot worse. You know, it's going to get a lot worse out here. But hey, we just got to remember that, you know, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai has respect unto his chosen. So, you know, Lord willing, you brethren are edified. Shalom to the elect.